A rebel is someone who likes to break the rules, but they do it for a good cause. Rebels always stand up for what they believe in, and rebels change the world. So let's learn about these rebel girls. Once upon a time, a woman named Amelia Earhart climbed into her bright yellow plane and flew across the ocean all by herself. It was a brave thing to do, and Amelia was the first woman to do it. Oh man, I would be so lonely flying across the world by myself. All over the world and all throughout time, women have dared, dreamed, and discovered. Some ruled as queens, some explored the oceans, and some spoke out for equality. Here are just a few. Long ago, Cleopatra was in charge. Powerful and wise, she ruled ancient Egypt. Grace O'Malley sailed the seas. Clever and proud, she was the captain of her own ship. Mae Jemison's ship was a spaceship. With a whoosh, she rocketed straight into the sky. Surrounded by stars, she saw Earth from far, far away. That's so cool. She's just out there chilling in space. Wangari Maathai started with a single seed. She helped plant millions of trees to keep the world healthy and green. Sylvia Earle dove deep into the ocean to study plants underwater. She fought to keep oceans clean and full of fish. Ya Asantewaa fought for her people. Strong and daring, she was the warrior queen of Asante Kingdom. Jane Austen used words to bring stories to life, even when people said women shouldn't be writers. Silly people. Mio Castro Zaldariaga used drums to bring music to the world, even when people said girls couldn't be drummers. Why in the world are there so many people telling girls what they can't be? Clearly, they can be anything. When Joan Jett strummed her guitar, she played loud and fast. I love rock and roll, she shouted to the crowds, and they shouted back. You ducklings know that song? That's by Joan Jett. We love that song around here. That's one of Duckling Linny's favorite songs. Malala Yousafzai loved to read, write, and learn. She raised her voice to make sure every girl around the world could go to school. Ruth Bader Ginsburg raised her voice to ask tough questions. Why? How? Who? When? She made sure women were treated equally to men. Harriet Tubman was a courageous leader. She guided hundreds of enslaved people to freedom. Marie Curie was a brilliant scientist. Her discoveries saved millions of lives. Jane Goodall lived in the jungle. She learned to talk to chimpanzees and shared their stories with the world. Maria Sabilo Marian studied insects. She showed people that wiggly caterpillars turned into beautiful butterflies. Frida Kahlo made colors come alive. With each swish of her paintbrush, she created worlds full of animals, flowers, and feelings. Margaret Hamilton used her computer skills to send astronauts safely to the moon. Yusra Mardini used her swimming skills to push a boat full of people safely to the shore. That's pretty cool, ducklings. Rosa Parks was told that Black people couldn't sit on the bus. She sat right down and demanded for change. When Mana al-Sharif was told that women couldn't drive, she got into the car. And boom, she went for a ride. Simone Biles broke records as she flipped through the air. She also rewrote the rules, reminding everyone about the power of practicing hard, having fun, and being kind to yourself too. Countless rebel women have faced their fears, opened their hearts, and forged their own paths. The Cholita climbers scaled huge mountains in their colorful skirts. Xian Jung waved her hands and turned sounds into symphonies. Helen Keller learned to sign and speak up for others. Wang Sengi taught herself and the world about the sun, moon, and the stars. Misty Copeland spun, stretched, and soared across the stage. So, what do you think? What will you do when you close your eyes at night, dream of all the adventures you will go on and all the exciting things you will learn? And remember, whether you sail or sing, plant seeds, or pass laws, you will always be uniquely you. You are a rebel girl too. Or boy. The end. Okay, it's time to get cozy so we can read Unicorns Don't Love Rainbows. There seems to be a lot of rainbows in this book. For a unicorn that doesn't love them. So many unicorns love to be happy. They spend their days smiling. Well, I think it's sappy. Yes, I am a unicorn, but as you'll see, there really is something quite different about me because I do not like smiling. I do not like cake. I do not like ice cream. Makes my tummy ache. I stomp over rainbows and will not say whoop. And don't talk to me about unicorn poop. Look at him breaking the rainbow. My unicorn friends love to gallop through flowers, then lie making daisy chains literally for hours. They brew petal perfume, delightful they cry. When I have a sniff, something gets in my eye. His eyes are all watery. They all love bright colors, especially pink, but this in particular makes my heart sing. For I have a style that most unicorns lack, and that is because my favorite color is black. I love black on everything and everywhere. My clothes and my bedroom, it's all black in there. If I'm wearing black, then I never feel gray, but when my friends see me, they all run away. Because my friends love rainbows, they love every color, but they don't love black because it makes them feel duller. They paint rainbow paintings and say it's the norm, but when I paint mine, what is this? It's a storm. Also, they love the sun, but I love when it's pouring. Thunder and lightning, that never gets boring. Sounds like Uncle Kazi, he loves the rain. They love karaoke, and I love that too, but the songs that I like aren't the ones that they do. Look at him jamming out over there, and the other unicorns are like, what? What is he up to? And when it gets dark, when the day turns into night, they go to bed early. Well, that's just not right. That's like me. I like to stay up late at night. They glitter and sparkle from heads to their toes, but glitter's so itchy, as everyone knows. That's very true. He's got a point there. Suddenly, I realize with a puff, we think differently about all sorts of stuff. Should I only have friends who think like I do? Who only like black and who hate rainbow poo? No! I can be me and you can be you, and we can help others feel that way too. For here is the most helpful thing you will find. The best thing in life is to always be kind. That's so true, ducklings. We don't all have to like the same things, but we just have to be kind about it. So if you want a friend, you won't have to go far, and people will love you the way that you are. Remember, your friends can be quite unlike you, so we can be different and similar too. The end. Okay, we're gonna read I Say Ooh, You Say Ah by John Kane. So this is an interactive book. Do you ducklings know what interactive means?
It means like you get to interact with something, like you do something.
Yes, it means you get to play along. Whatever the book tells you to do, that's what you have to do. Deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it tells me to put my pants up, come on.
It's not gonna tell you to do that, so no worries. Okay, there's something very simple that I need you to remember. When I say ooh, you say ah, as loudly as you can. Are you ready?
I'm already loud.
Ooh!
Ooh. Ah!
I can't hear you. Ooh!
Ah!
One more time, even louder. Ooh! That's it. Now, if you see the color red, pat your head. Okay? Ooh, 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 ah, ooh, 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 ooh. Stop hitting your head. It sounds like it hurts. Okay, there's one more thing. When you see an ant, you say underpants. Okay? I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. That's a bit rude. Oh. But it's red. It's red, so what do you gotta do? Now you're just being silly. Well, I need you to be nice because I'd like you to meet my friend. This is my donkey. He says hello. Oh, his name is Ooh. Good job, guys. What are you doing? You frightened Ooh. Oh no, he's running away. No. Now he's hiding from you. What's on his nose?
Underpants.
Donkeys don't wear underpants. At least I don't think they do.
That's weird.
Look, he's coming back, but he seems a little sad. I think we should speak really quietly so we don't scare him again. Can you do that?
No. No, I can't.
Don't forget to whisper.
Is everything okay? Ooh. He still looks sad. I think he's lost something. What do you think he's lost?
Underpants!
You're being silly again. I've already told you, donkeys don't wear underpants. What else could he have lost?
Underpants.
Okay. You actually think donkeys do wear underpants? So where do you think they are? It's red. They're on your head? I can't see them. Maybe we should look somewhere else. While you're looking, here's something else to remember. Oh man, there's a lot of things to remember, ducklings. If you see a cloud, say your name out loud. Okay, so if you see a cloud, what are you gonna say?
Yellow.
Okay. All right, let's see. That's a lovely name. Ooh. Said he's pleased to meet you. But he still can't find his underpants. Now where could they be? That's it. Ooh. Let's get to the bottom of this. Where are his underpants? Oh! Yay! He's found them. I think he deserves a round of applause. Hang on. He tells me they're not his. Those are not his underpants? Who do you think they belong to? They're your underpants?
What? He just took my pants?
You wear pink frilly underpants with yellow spots?
How dare you?
Not your underpants? Not your underpants? Okay.
They're my underpants. How dare you?
He actually thinks they look good on him. Ooh. Okay, there's one last thing I want you to do. Every time I turn the page, you wave. Okay, turn the page. Bye-bye, ooh. It looks like donkeys really do wear underpants, but only on their heads.
Okay, smell your feet.
Huh? I'm turning the page. I'm turning the page. Oh!
Maverick! Underpants! Mine!
Yes, I know. You said they're your underpants, but now they belong to ooh.
Why
I said ooh. You can stop waving. He's gone. The end.
Alright, so today we are doing Not All Princesses Dress in Pink.
Okay, let's start.
Not all princesses dress in pink. Some play in bright red socks that stink.
Stink.
What? Blue team jerseys that don't quite fit, accessorized with a baseball mitt.
And a sparkly crown.
Some princesses, when they choose, never pick out fancy shoes.
There's so many choices. How do you decide? Look at these green boots. They're so fun.
Oh my gosh, I want those so bad. They look like frogs. But soccer cleats for outdoor sports with shin guards and some baggy shorts.
And a sparkly crown.
Some princesses roll around wrestling on the muddy grounds.
That looks fun. Would you guys wrestle Sunny in the mud?
Yes.
That would be so fun.
They get right up to skip and dance in tattered, stained, and muddy pants.
And a sparkly crown.
Some princesses wear their jewels while fixing things with power tools. And saw, screwdriver, hammer, drill. They wear with pride each greasy spill.
And a sparkly crown. Look at all the crowns. I'm kind of disappointed that the kitty doesn't have a crown, but we'll let it slide.
Some princesses break their nails, planting flowers into pails, driving dump trucks, moving dirt, dressed in an extra large hand-me-down shirt.
And sparkly crown.
Some princesses like to pedal, wearing lots of shiny metal, helmet on head and body armor, so that nothing bad can harm her.
Or a sparkly crown.
Oh yeah, she's wearing all her protective gear. Look, elbow pads, knee pads, and a helmet.
Make sure you wear a helmet.
But I think her crown could get damaged because it's on the outside of her.
And it's taped on her head. In chainmail, they easily fight an evil sorcerer or a knight.
Whoa.
She's fighting that knight.
The big shadow knight.
Oh, I hope they're scared. It's okay. Or escape a stony tower, displaying all of their princess power.
Yes, in a sparkly crown. Look at how strong she is. I could not monkey bar across this.
Yeah.
I would just fall off on the first one.
Girls trying to get on.
Oh yeah, because they're all gonna show their power off. They're gonna show how strong they are.
After a great victory lap, followed by a well-earned nap, to the ball these princesses run, wearing no pink gowns, not one.
Oh look, ducklings, there's no princess wearing pink in this picture. Which one's your favorite?
My favorite is Louie.
I like this polka dot situation that no one is wearing.
They waltz in red, foxtrot, and blue. They reel in plaid and polka dots too. And in those grand and fancy halls, one even hip hops in her overall.
That's my favorite one. The girl doing the hip hop moves. She's doing the back bend.
And
A very sparkly princess crown. The end. So today we're reading Leah's Kind Mind. Hey friend, hello there. I'm Gary Gable. I tell fables to prove we are able. I'll tell you a story of flippin' and flying, the adventures of my pal, Leah the lion. As bright as the moon and the stars combined, a girl like her is hard to find. In this story, she learns to be kind to her mind. Kind mind. She wears her birthmark with beauty and grace, proudly embracing each mark on her face, as a sign of uniqueness that sets her apart as a masterpiece, as a work of art. Now, Leah loves popcorn. I love popcorn. Do you ducklings love popcorn? Now, Leah loves popcorn and pickles and toast, but there's one thing that Leah likes better than most. Ducklings, do you like popcorn and pickles and toast? It's the popcorn for me. Gymnastics, the sport she loves to adore. Vault and bars, beam and floor. Her scores on the vault are totally high. Me, oh my, just watch her fly. She really is flying. That's awesome. She loves the bars most of all. Her swings are fast, her handstands tall. And oh, how Leah dazzles on floor with turns and jumps and leaps galore, leaving the judges begging for more. Look at the judges over there like, more, 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 more. Leah liked beam least of all. Sometimes she'd wibble and wobble and fall. Oh, that looks really difficult, ducklings. One day at practice, her coach said to the team, "You must learn a flip-flop up on the beam." Leah was scared. She shed 2 little tears. Beam is the biggest of my biggest fears. Oh no, she's so scared. She sat on the side thinking, I can't and I won't. Do I like beam? Nope, I definitely don't. She sat on the side while her friends all tried. They flipped and they flopped and they rose to the top. She said to her teammates, I cannot flip-flop. I guess I'll have to dance hip-hop or open up a pizza shop, maybe become a traffic cop. Leah's teammates yelled, stop, stop, stop. They said to Leah, if you want to achieve, don't you know that you gotta believe? You gotta say things to yourself that are kind. When your mind is kind, you won't feel behind. Yes, they were right. Oh, what a delight. I'm unique and I'm strong and I love all of me. I embrace all my marks. They bring me great glee. I can and I will. When I learn to love the beam, I'll be able and free. Now I'll think nice thoughts. That's the key. She said to herself, you can and you will. You've got this, Leah. Let's get this new skill. She's hyping herself up. That's all you have to do, ducklings. She took a deep breath and hopped up on the beam with the rest of the team. She flipped and she flopped, she rose to the top, and now she can't stop. Then Leah said, "It was all in my head. Now I'm not scared. I love beam instead." That's how it goes, ducklings. When you do something that's really hard and you accomplish it, you feel so good, you end up liking it more. So be kind to yourself and to your mind too. When you're kind to your mind, just guess what you'll do. You'll go on to become the very best you. I hope this was a good lesson on how to have a kind mind and to do something challenging, and then maybe you can master it. Today we're reading this awesome book by Vashti Harrison called, can you sound it out? B-I-G, big. Let's start. Once there was a girl with a big laugh and a big heart and very big dreams. She learned her ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. She always said please and thank you and even put all her toys away. At dinner, she ate all her food. "What a big girl you are," the adults would say, and it was good. She grew and learned and laughed and dreamed and grew and grew and grew and grew, and it was good until it wasn't. Oh no, what do you think happened, ducklings? You're a big girl, aren't you? That's what Santa's saying to her. And look, she's bigger than all her friends. One day, something happened. I can't wait for the recital. I'm going to be a rose. I'm going to be a daisy. And then look, she's stuck in the swing. Help! Oh my God, look, she's stuck. Ha ha ha. Well, moo. More like moose. Oh my goodness, everybody's being so mean to her. And the teacher has to come and help her out. Oh no, and then the teacher falls and the swing breaks. Don't you think you're too big for that? What? The teacher is so mean. She just wanted to swing on the swing. And the teacher shoos all the kids away and the broken swing is just left there. She's so sad. It made her feel small. Those words stung and were hard to shake off. Look at her, duckling. She's looking in the mirror and she's remembering that they called her a cow, told her she was too big, called her a moose, and they laughed at her. It's so sad. She began to feel not herself, out of place, exposed, judged, yet invisible. Aww. Everyone had advice. That's no good. Try this instead. But that kind of hurt too. Look, they're trying to make her blend in by not wearing pink. So instead they make her clothes gray. No one wants to be in drab gray. We want to be in bright colors, right, ducklings? That's not a solution. This is perfect for you. Oh no, so instead of being a cute flower, they make her a mountain. But she doesn't look happy to be a mountain. She clearly wanted to be a rose. The flower costume won't fit. You're just too big. Where are you going? What did I say? She was not happy about being that mountain. She wanted to be a flower. I don't blame her. The flowers are cute. Who wants to wear gray? She ran off and she's sad. And she's so alone. This is a sad book, ducklings. This is how some people feel. So alone. And she's just getting bigger. Look, she's filling up the whole page. Whoa, she filled up 2 pages. What's gonna happen next? Oh, she's stuck in these pages. She's too big for this book. Aren't you too big to be crying? Haven't you tried being smaller? Why can't you just fit in? These are all the mean things that everybody's saying to her, ducklings. And look, she's so sad. Who cares if she's big? I like being big. I like taking up space. One day, she finally let it all out. She's crying, too big, graceful, moose, ha ha ha, big, cow, creative, and started to see things more clearly. Yeah, because some of the things she's crying out are bad things, but some of the things that she's crying out are good. She decided to make more space for herself. That sounds like the plan. Oh, what's happening to the book? What? Hold on. What? She decided to make more space for herself and was able to see a way out. These are yours. They hurt me. Look at her. She's holding on to the good things. Big, creative, graceful. And she's giving them the other things. Too big. Big girl. Ha ha. Take your bad words. We don't want them around here. Right, ducklings? Y'all are rude. Not everyone understood or even listened. It's just a joke. It's not that serious. You're too sensitive. Some tried. I didn't mean to hurt you. Aw, that's a good friend. Here she is cleaning up all her tears. But they still couldn't see. I can help you change if you want. Why? Why do they want to change her? No, thank you. I like the way I am. But they still couldn't see that she was just a girl. She's getting her pink back. And she was good. She got all her pink back, and she's imaginative, creative, good, compassionate, gentle, smart, funny, sweet, kind. Right. She's so many more things than just big. The end.
I bought this book for Duckling JJ because he is the most particular duckling that I know. And honestly, it's a little bit for me because I'm kind of particular too. So this book is all about Mr. Particular, the world's choosiest champion. Also, ducklings, this book is like a comic book, so that should be interesting. You wouldn't know by looking at it, but inside this house lives the greatest hero of our age. I think they mean your age. Able to lift minivans with his bare hands, faster than the choo-choo at the zoo. Always in bed by 7:30 p.m. sharp. It's Mr. Particular. That's me. His sole weakness, as you might have guessed, was that Mr. Particular liked things the way he liked them and only the way he liked them. I'm also not thrilled about rutabaga. I don't know what that is, ducklings. Some of the things he was particularly particular about in a very particular order. All non-dessert foods should be served with ketchup, okay? No humming, please, which he secretly thought was the source of his powers. But he was most particular about his top too. Shirts should always be untucked. Nothing should ever smell like coconuts. Mud is far too squishy, and oatmeal. All green things are gross, no exceptions. I mean, some of these are pretty reasonable. Mud is kind of squishy. I'm not a big fan of ketchup though. But everything should be served with ranch. That is an anti-particular. These particular preferences sometimes made it tough for Mr. Particular and his friends in the super duper group to keep the universe safe from bad guys, like when Robotosaur invaded the kingdom of Mommy's bed. My atomic roar will mar that mechanical menace. I'll use my mallard might. He's Atomic Bear, she's Daring Duck. Wait, just wait. Is that humming? Roar. That's Robotosaur. I'm not humming, I'm roaring. Oh, sorry, it sounded like humming. And then the kids are like, what? We're just trying to play here, dude. Oh man, he's trying to have fun, but he gets distracted by the humming. Or when Kickin' Chicken attacked the castle of Sambuxica. Freeze! Foul, foul! That's Kickin' Chicken. Let's take it over the sandcastle. I'll quack her legs off! Chill out, chicken, or we're gonna... The sand is way too squishy. Oh no, he's trying to have fun with his friends and he's so distracted by his particulars. And he refused to spar with Dr. Slimy Hands because he just didn't care for the shade of green. Let's grab that goopy grr. Ew, no way, I'm out. Dr. Slimy Hands. Ugh. One afternoon, the super duper group held an emergency meeting after Mr. Particular accused Lizard Breath of having coconut breath. We've been talking and we're gonna have to let you go. That's Lizard Breath. He probably didn't eat coconuts. What? Why? You're too picky. You always stop us before we defeat stuff. Dr. Slimy Hands has decided to be a good guy now, so she's gonna join the group. Sorry. Heartbroken, Mr. Particular returned to his fortress of fuss to think. If he didn't learn to be less picky, he'd be stuck at home playing with Super Pooper, defender of the diapers, aka his little brother. Ooh, no, thank you. I will make fewer fusses. Mr. Particular attempted to eat his scrambled eggs without ketchup, but he just couldn't do it. He tried tucking in his shirt. Nope. He hummed the wheels on the bus, but it made him feel queasy. Not gonna happen. Being easygoing was not so easy. I get it, Mr. Particular. I get it. All that remained were the villainous top two. He knew he'd never survive a face-to-face encounter with anything great. So he mustered his courage. He would try to beat the squishy. Safety first. Snap, snap, put on his gloves. He tried chewing squishy gum, but couldn't get the hang of it. PB&J was just 2 layers of squishy between 2 slices of bread. Ugh. And wet clay? No way. The horror! Defeat. All was lost. He'd be stuck fighting farts all summer with Super Pooper. A nasty night. Just then, Mr. Particular noticed the super duper group assembled in the yard next door. Help! Help! Oh gosh, please help! Atomic Bear was in danger and no one was helping. It was up to him. Look up in the sky! It's a nerd! It's a complainer! No, it's Mr. Particular! To the rescue! Whoa, he swooped down, got on the car, rushing over to save the day. He's being so brave. Mr. Particular raced across the lawn, across the bush, around the doghouse, around the flamingos randomly in their yard, swooped right by the rock, behind the sprinkler. He stopped short at the muddy pit surrounding the tree. It looked mega squishy. Oh, pretty, please, with the cherry on top. Help! Maybe Atomic Bear didn't really need rescuing. Maybe he was faking. Maybe he should go play patty cake with Super Pooper. Oh, ducklings, he'd have to be super brave to get to him. But then he heard his friends cheering him on. Go, Mr. Pete! Be brave! Go get him! Be a hero! Oof. Mr. Particular looked up at Atomic Bear, who was howling his saddest atomic roar. He looked back down in the mud, which didn't look quite so squishy anymore. He decided to go for it. Mr. Particular sped through the mud to save his friend. Squish, squish, squish. Oddly enough, Mr. Particular was not at all particular about bees. Kind of liked them. They were very organized. Look out for the bees! And then he heard the buzzing. Atomic Bear was hanging right next to a beehive. That's why no one was helping him. Stretch! With one quick pull of his suspenders, Atomic Bear was free. Yikes, bees are pretty scary. That's the thing with people who are particular. They're particular about some things, but not all things. So see, his other friends were actually particular too because they were particular about bees. Success! Wow, you defeated a whole hive of bees and squishy mud. You're a hero! Thanks! How would you like to help us battle lizard breath? That would be super. Rest easy, world. Your choosy champion is back. Mr. Particular was once again defender of the universe. Except for the parts that were icky shades of green. They were on their own. Next issue, see Super Situations. Mr. Particular versus the Incredible Sulk. More messy mayhem. So Mr. Particular overcame one of his particulars, which was squishy things. I'm pretty proud of him.
Let's read Louie's Together Playground. Hey friend, hello there, I'm Gary Gable. I tell fables to prove we are all able. I'll tell you the tale of Louie, my mate. He loves to build, construct, and create. Do you ducklings love to build? It can be hard and challenging, but it can be really fun. The bones in his body, they grow much smaller. Perhaps you're like him, or perhaps you'll grow taller. Just like his friends of average height, he lives a full life filled with delight. He has hobbies and dreams and goals to fulfill. With his hammer in one hand, the other a drill. Construction is Louie's favorite passion, making something from nothing, any way, any fashion. His hands love to hammer, his head loves to think. He'll design and combine, stack, mold, and link. What a creative mind he has. He builds castles of sand on the coast at the beach, grabbing his step stool, improving his reach. Whoa, that sand castle is so cool. We'll just pretend that's Auntie's castle. He builds using toothpicks and gumdrops and cards, a bridge over water in Bella's backyard. Wow, he can build so many things. One movie night, he constructed a fort with pillows and blankets and brooms for support. That's such a hack. Next time we build a fort, we're definitely using brooms. Deep in the forest, he and his pop framed out a treehouse with shingles on top. Oh my word, I have always wanted a treehouse in my backyard. Louie is living my dream. He makes building that treehouse look so easy. Louie loves building more than the rest, but what is it Louie loves to build the best? Let's ask him. I'm sure it's not what you've guessed. He has built so many things, so many inventions. What's your favorite thing to build? Lego tower or a fort or a sandcastle? Those are all fun things to build. I love to build friendships. It's truer than true. Each time I go building, that's just what I do. It's how I met Bella and Mason and Rue. How cute is that? Here we are thinking he's gonna build something physical, and he's talking about building friendships. I love that. I love to make friends who are different from me. Different is splendid, don't you agree? Yes. I love people that are different. That's how we learn about the world. But there's no place in town we can all meet and play. That has to change. It must change today. Oh, look at them. They're all bummed because they can't all play on the same playground. Determined, smart, and very strong-willed, they started a club called Together We Build. If you got a problem, I'll solve it. They cooked up a plan and dreamed up a space for every ability, age, kind, and race. A space to be active, to roll and to run, a sensory experience exploding with fun. This place looks so cool. I want to play on all of those things. They raised enough money to build in their town a one-of-a-kind, all-inclusive playground. With tools in their hands, they tapped away, building a space where all kids can play. A park named Together, where all kids can come, shake out their sillies, and soak up the fun. Proud, Louie stood where the park was complete. Inclusive play just cannot be beat. All kinds of children shared smiles and loud cheers. They included, accepted, and learned from their peers. This park looks amazing. There's something for everyone. He jumped in and played with his friends side by side, making music and spinning and whizzing down slides. I never dreamed I'd build something like this. Inclusive play is marvelous bliss. My height may be shorter, but look what I've done. I've helped build a playground for everyone. Friend, no matter your age, no matter your height, you were born to build change. You'll see that I'm right. And then he got a key to the city. The end. Let's read my little golden book about Kamala Harris. Kamala Devi Harris is the first Black person, first South Asian American, and first woman Vice President of the United States. So many firsts. Kamala was born in Oakland, California on October 20th, 1964. Her parents were immigrants. Kamala's mother was a scientist from India. Her father was an economist from Jamaica. Kamala's parents separated when she was young, and Kamala and her sister Maya were raised mostly by their mother, who taught them to be conscious and compassionate about the struggles of all people. While growing up, Kamala attended both a Black Baptist church and a Hindu temple. So since she's both, she attended both. In kindergarten, Kamala was one of the many Black students who were bused from their poorer neighborhood to a school in a wealthier part of town. When Kamala and Maya went to visit their father on weekends, there were kids in that neighborhood who were not allowed to play with them because they were Black. What? That is so rude. Kamala's mom got a job in Canada, so the family moved there when Kamala was 12. It was hard to leave sunny California to go to a place where the winters were cold and snowy. Her father lived in an apartment complex that didn't allow kids to play on the lawn. Kamala and Maya held a protest, and the rule was changed. Kamala made close friends at school in Canada and even formed a dance group, but she missed her home, the United States. Kamala returned to the United States for college. She went to Howard University, a historically Black university in Washington, D.C. She joined the debate team and the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, where she organized service projects. She continued to participate in protests against injustice. After graduating from Howard, Kamala went to law school. She did so many things. For her first job out of law school, Kamala became a prosecutor, representing the people of California in court against those who broke the law. She focused on helping women and children who were victims of crime. In 2003, Kamala became the district attorney, or top prosecutor, of San Francisco. She was the first Black woman and first South Asian woman in California to be elected to this position. So many firsts, again. 8 years later, Kamala was elected Attorney General of California, the highest law office in the state. During her time in that role, Kamala worked to protect California's homeowners, the environment, women's rights, and LGBTQ+ rights. She also helped make the police more accountable for their actions. In 2014, Kamala married lawyer Doug Ermhoff and became stepmom to his 2 children, Cole and Ella, who lovingly call her Mamala. Kamala loves to cook for her family and friends. She grew up eating dal, yogurt, and spiced vegetables that her mom prepared, and she started cooking as a kid, making scrambled eggs topped with cheese in the shape of a smiley face. Now her favorite foods include tuna melts, different kinds of beans, and roast chicken with lemon and herbs. Kamala exercises every day and has a collection of her favorite sneakers, Converse Chuck Taylors, in many colors. In 2016, Kamala was elected United States Senator for California, becoming the second Black woman, the first from California, and the first South Asian American to be elected to the U.S. Senate. During her Senate career, Kamala defended the rights of immigrants and questioned witnesses. She also spoke on the floor of the Senate about the fact that no one is above the law, including the president, during the first impeachment trial of President Donald Trump. In January 2019, Kamala announced that she was running for president of the United States. She talked about issues that were important to her, including civil rights, anti-racism, women's rights, and getting health care for everyone in the United States. Lots of people supported Kamala for president, but over time it became clear that she would not win the nomination. She ended her campaign and encouraged people to vote for fellow Democrat Joe Biden. Soon after, Kamala accepted Joe Biden's offer to be his vice presidential candidate. Once again, Kamala was the first African American and the first South Asian American to be named the vice presidential candidate for one of the 2 major political parties. She was also the 3rd woman. Kamala said she believes strongly in the values her mother taught her, a vision of our nation as a beloved community where all are welcome, no matter what we look like, no matter where we come from, or who we love. That November, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were declared the winners of the election. She wore white the night of the announcement in honor of those who had fought to get women the right to vote, something that had happened only 100 years earlier. During her victory speech, Kamala talked about her mother and the generations of women, Black women, Asian, white, Latina, Native American women, who throughout our nation's history have paved the way for this moment tonight. Women who fought and sacrificed so much for equality, liberty, and justice for all. On January 20th, 2021, a historic day, Kamala took the oath of office as Vice President of the United States. She continues to fight for the rights of all Americans, and she said, "While I may be the first woman in this office, I won't be the last." Period. I'm getting ready to see the new movie Wicked. And if you're not familiar with the story, don't worry. That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna read all about the Wicked Witch of the West. Her name is Elphaba. And then we're gonna read about her bestie, Glinda, with a G. So since we're reading, get comfy cozy and let's read. I am Elphaba and I am Glinda. I am Elphaba. I am from Munchkin Land in the land of Oz. I was born green. People were scared of me. When I got upset, I couldn't control my magic. My father is governor of Munchkin Land. When we got older, he sent my sister, Nessa Rose, and me to Shiz University. Nessa Rose is my younger sister. She isn't green like me. That's peculiar. One green sister and one tan sister. At Shiz, Madame Morrible, The sorcery teacher said my magical powers could help Oz, especially if I worked with the wizard. Dr. Dilliman is my history teacher at Shiz University. He is one of the only animal teachers at the school. Oh, how cool would it be to have an animal as a teacher? At first, I didn't like my roommate Glinda. She is blonde and pretty and popular, or she says it popular. Glinda is in love with Prince Fiyero. Our friend Bach is a munchkin who would do anything for Glinda. He even invited Nessa Rose to a dance to make Glinda happy. I asked Madame Morrible to let Glinda join me in magic training. After that, Glinda and I became friends. Glinda gave me fashion advice, kept all my secrets, and danced with me at the Ozdas ballroom. Besties. But bad things were happening in Oz. Dr. Dilliman was taken away and not allowed to teach. Oh no. At school, they caged a lion cub. No. Fiyero helped me take the cub to safety. We released him in the woods. Yay. Glinda and I thought the wizard would know how to help. So we traveled to the Emerald City. The wizard asked me to perform a spell from the Grimmery, but then we learned it was magic to control the animals. The wizard is trying to use her magic for bad. I refused to help the wizard again. I realized it was time for me to leave Emerald City. It was time for me to control my magic. It was time for me to defy gravity. She's like, no, thank you, wizard. I will not harm animals. And that's all about Elphaba. Let's read I Am Glinda. I am Galinda. I live in the happy land of Oz. Can you ducklings guess what her favorite color is? It's pink. I am pretty, charming, and popular. I've made lots of friends at Shiz University. I was having the most wonderfulest time until I had to share my dorm room with Elphaba. Elphaba was different. She was green. She had very magical powers. But Elphaba asked Madame Morrible to let me join her in magic training. She's so happy to do magic training. After that, Elphaba and I became friends. We danced together at the Ozdas ballroom, and I gave her a beautiful makeover. I even told her my secret. I was going to marry Prince Fiyero. Prince Fiyero is handsome and perfect. Our munchkin friend Bach was in love with me, but I told him to ask Elfie's younger sister, Nessa Rose, to the dance. She's like, bro, I'm not interested. Elfie and I spent a lot of time with our new friends, Fiyero, Bach, and Nessa Rose. I was so happy. But then everything started to change. Animals were no longer allowed to teach at Shiz University. They took our history teacher, Dr. Dilliman, away and put animals in cages. We know what happens next, right, ducklings? Look at that little cub. After Dr. Dilliman was taken away, I changed my name from Galinda to Glinda, which is what he used to call me. He couldn't say the G in my name. When Elfie asked me to go with her to Emerald City, of course I said yes. We would ask the wizard to save the animals. But we already know what happens, right, ducklings? But his royal Ozness tricked Elfie into casting a spell from a magical book called the Grimmery. That tricky little wizard. And he's not as powerful as Elfie. Elfie didn't want to help the wizard. She asked me to fly away with her to help the animals. But I knew I could do more good by staying in Oz. This is where they have to split up. Now I try to help my fellow Ozians find happiness in troubling times. By learning to help others, I have changed for good. And she travels around by Bubble, the end. Both of these books kind of leave off on a cliffhanger, so we have to wait for the second movie to come out to see how it all turns out. I hope you see that even though Elfie was green and a lot of people were scared and judgmental of her, she ended up being one of the good ones that wanted to help save the animals. And the bad guys were just regular old people. That's it for today, ducklings. Before you go, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Keep coming back to Auntie's Castle. See you next time.